This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
So it's about helping working people. Working people get a union if they want a union in their workplace, get good wages, good benefits.
Today, Labor Day festivities kick off in Belleville as the U.S. honors its millions of workers. Thanks for being with us at 4. I'm Mike Bush. Thousands of union workers and their families celebrated at the Belleville Labor Day Parade this morning. The grand gathering comes at a time of renewed momentum in the organized labor movement, along with some setbacks. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, reports from the Metro East.
Thousands of people packed the streets of Belleville to cheer on their favorite local union hall Monday morning. Plumbers, pipe fitters, electrical workers, teachers, and firefighters.
For us, it's a great opportunity to get together, get out, have a good time, give something back to the community as they're appreciating us. So it's good for everybody.
Public polling shows organized labor enjoying broad support from more than 2/3 of all Americans, and for good reason. Union jobs pay well. According to a new 2024 report, The State of the Unions, union households earned an average of 10 to 20% more than non-union households every year since the Great Depression era. And even with volatility rattling an uneven job market, 142 groups of workers passed papers to form a union at an Illinois job site this year, and 86 of them won the right to collectively bargain for better wages and benefits.
We support the unions, and the unions, they're up and coming right now.
Do you think? What's the evidence for that?
Well, I think, you take a look at who's organizing across the country. It's Starbucks and all the different businesses like that traditionally aren't union. So we're proud to be here.
Reporting in Belleville, alongside IBEW photojournalist Joe Young, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Union organizing is seeing its highest success rate in a decade in Illinois. 65% of the workplaces who passed petitions to form a union were successful last year. Labor Day for thousands of union hotel workers coast to coast has meant a weekend of walking off the job. Now on strike after months of negotiations for new contract terms stalled. Today, several major hotel chains and thousands of holiday travelers have little to no service at some locations. Laura Aguirre tells us how that strike may be expanding.
We're taking back Labor Day for the workers.
Boston members of Hotel Worker Union Local 26 are on strike, among more than 10,000 colleagues in cities nationwide.
We've been trying to bargain now for 5 months.
Stalled bargaining with the heads of Hyatt, Hilton, and Marriott, among others, led to the weekend walkout, leaving little to no service for thousands of rooms from cities like Boston and Baltimore to Seattle and San Diego, and even some locations in Hawaii.
We're going to do whatever it takes for us to have a better contract, better wages, better work conditions.
I don't think we're getting the respect from Hilton that we deserve.
Many travelers Monday faced long lines, closed amenities, and overstretched skeleton staff.
They've brought in managers from the surrounding area. We saw a temp agency go in today.
There's usually only a few people that are juggling like 2 or 3 people's jobs.
The union wants several pandemic-era cuts restored, like daily room cleanings. The hospitality industry has roared back from the COVID shutdowns, but union leaders say worker pay and benefits have not kept pace. The union is threatening to expand the strike to as many as 65 hotels across a dozen more cities. Hilton and Hyatt reps have both said their companies are committed to resuming negotiations and serving customers during the strike. Service that is falling short for a number of frustrated holiday travelers.
There's a lot of people that they can only afford 1 vacation a year. If you don't want to work, don't work. Somebody else will take your job.
I'm Laura Aguirre for 5 on your side.
Millions of Americans celebrated an extra day off of work because of Labor Day, and they hit the road or they caught a plane, and that's resulted in a 9% boost in traveling compared to last year. Drivers are getting lucky this year. While roads are in the middle of peak traffic right now, gas prices are down across the country. National average sitting around $3.33 a gallon. Flyers a little less lucky. If you're planning on heading to the airport, expect some long lines tonight at TSA checkpoints, and be sure to leave for the airport early if you plan on checking your bag.
This has been the busiest summer on record. TSA has been in existence for just about 23 years. And of our top 10 busiest days in 23 years, all of those top 10 have taken place just since this mid-May.
Lambert Airport estimates that by the end of the day, more than 18,000 people will have passed through TSA checkpoints. Lambert estimates around 90,000 people went through TSA since the beginning of the holiday travel period. For those of us staying at home, the holiday has posed a few challenges if you were planning on running any errands. Here's a look at some of the businesses that closed their doors today. All post offices, of course, are closed due to the federal holiday. State, local, and federal government offices also closed. All UPS locations are closed. Some FedEx locations may be open. And if you're looking for a last-minute barbecue bulk up, Costco doesn't have your back. Their locations are closed, but on the bright side, most other grocery stores in our area still are open. For more information on Labor Day and some of its ties to St. Louis history, you just text the word labor to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link. And you're getting a live look downtown on this beautiful Labor Day. It's feeling cool and dry in the bi-state compared to most times on this day every year. Not a bad way to unofficially kick off the fall season. Meteorologist Gary Frank has more on our weather impact forecast.
Yeah, I think you got to put this in top 10 Labor Days of all time, I would think, in some regard, but depends on what you really want to be outside. You want to be in the heat, humidity, and get to the pool. I think it's kind of a little bit of both here, as it's low humidity, but still temps are warm enough, and we've had a hard time finding a cloud in the sky here as we look just about everywhere, even down Market Street now. The wind is moving from a north direction, and anytime you can do that in September, you're usually doing pretty good things here. It's 81, and the number feels like lower than the air temperature. That's because our dew point is so much lower with that east-northeast breeze. It is ushering in this incredibly dry air. These numbers in the 40s compared to what we could see this time of the year normally in the 70s, where it's incredibly humid. We just don't have that, and that trend continues. Believe it or not, I think tomorrow is even less humid than it was today. Now it's going to spike a little bit by Wednesday and Thursday, but not much, and you're going to maybe notice it a little bit, but I think overall this evening, excellent conditions with a few clouds streaming in later on today, but still, it will not be all that bad. Cooling off overnight and a couple of cooler mornings, even in the 40s down the road. What that spike in humidity midweek means for our rain chances ahead.
Right now, we're working to learn more about a water main break in the Central West End. That's causing parking challenges for the nearby Greek Festival. We reached out to St. Louis City. A few hours ago, we got a response saying the Water Division is partially shutting down valves there, which will slow the flow of water, but no repairs are going to be made until tomorrow. 5 on Your Side's Paul Levasan will have more on 5 on Your Side at 5 and 6. A Monroe County community is mourning the loss of a high school student killed in a deadly crash off Route 3 on Hanover Road. Illinois State Police say the student died at the scene. Another person was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. 2 others also hurt in the crash. All 4 went to Columbia High School. Now many in Columbia are opening their doors to people in need of support.
It's not a super small town, but small enough that there's lots of easy connections, whether they know them or not, and whether it's someone directly connected to you or not. That gathering of community I just think means so much.
The school district says counselors will be available tomorrow for students who need them. Our Justina Coronel will have more on this story in just about 50 minutes. We're also working to learn more about 2 other crashes that happened in our area. One in North St. Louis put a woman in the hospital. Here's the scene of a pedestrian crash that happened on North Grand and Hebert overnight. Police say a man was walking with the victim across the street when she was hit. We don't know her condition at this time. The driver stayed at the scene of the crash. Another pedestrian was found dead in the road, this one in Hartford, Illinois. Police say this crash happened at around 12 in the morning today on northbound Route 3, just south of Piasol Lane. That's where a driver hit a man who died at the scene. The crash is still under investigation by Illinois State Police, and we'll keep you up to date as soon as we learn more. It's been 1 year since Missouri's hands-free driving law passed, making texting and driving illegal. The law was proposed by a Missouri woman who lost her husband due to distracted driving back in 2021. At the time, Missouri was one of only 2 states that didn't have a law banning texting and driving. So she shared her testimony with state legislators, which passed the Sissons-Binning hands-free law on August 28, 2023. Since it passed, distracted driving due to phone use has dropped 8%.
They estimate that's prevented more than 450 crashes, 2 fatalities, which is, incredible. But we'd of course like to see it drop even more. The hands-free law was very much needed here in the state of Missouri. Now it's about getting people to recognize the law and understand the law.
Right now, police can only give out warnings, but ticketing starts on January 1st. Once penalties start, fines begin at $150 and can go up for repeat offenders to $500. Tens of thousands of people in the streets and on strike in Israel. The country is reacting to the deaths of 6 hostages as some of their funerals are taking place. A Paralympic predicament? We verify if Olympic tattoos can get these athletes disqualified from the games.